Oh, welcome back, everybody. It's the Bourbon Note. We're live. Let's get into it. All right, welcome back, everybody. Excuse me. Thank you for joining me live on a Wednesday night. I don't really have a plan for tonight. I've got a little mystery box of samples over here. I'll probably be pulling from and just kind of randomly maybe reviewing some of those, talking about those a little bit. Possible celebrity guests tonight. I don't know for sure, but yeah, possibly. We'll have to see what happens, but hopefully that works out. So that's just the waiting game. We got a few people in the chat. Canadian Chris will not be able to attend. Don't trash talk Canadian whiskey without me. All right. Well, there goes my whole show. I was just going to come up here and trash Canada, but I will wait until you're back. Dave Renstrom, cheers. Ben in chat, hope you enjoyed our fall spring as much as I did. I actually did. I enjoyed it quite a bit. It's been really nice here in Minnesota the last handful of days. Jim Turner is here, non-bike riding Dave Vogel saying, warm enough to not ride my bike today. That's good. Keeping with the reputation. Chris Tats. Haven't seen Chris Tats in a while, all the way from Australia. G'day, mate. Not from down under, but from Covington, Kentucky. He's stateside. That's awesome. Well, welcome. I know you've been to America a handful of times, Chris. I hope you have a great trip. Score some awesome bourbons. Bradley Booper is in the house. What's happening, Bradley Booper? Dave Vogel saying, Dave Renstrom, saw them. The Bourbon Block. I haven't seen the Bourbon Block in the chat before, so welcome. That's new. Sugar Kitty is in the house. And let's see. What does Sugar Kitty have to say? The Bourbon Note. Show without a plan, just another night like every other. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of how I roll on these. I'm hoping my celebrity guests show up. So we'll see about that. Peter White is here. Everything warmed up with us coming in. Yeah, Chris Tats bringing the warm weather from Australia. That's awesome. All right, we got some conversation back and forth in the chat. I think I've gotten to everybody. So yeah, I don't really have a plan. I just wanted to kind of review some samples. I've got some stuff over here in a sample. I've got like a box of just random samples. Some of them are stuff I've already reviewed. Some of them are like single barrels that I didn't review, but have tried. And some of these are from a couple years ago even. So a while ago, I had to take my my sample, like I had just like this overflowing just bar top of samples sitting over here. So I had to divide them up between like, okay, you got to put some in a box that you're going to review, and then you got to do some that you're going to just drink. Hold on a second. My monitor's going crazy. And so I've got the drink box up here. It's kind of a bourbon glory hole. I'm just going to reach in there. I don't know what's on the other side. And then we'll review that sample, waiting for our celebrity guest to hopefully show up. In the meantime, I actually have in my glass right now, just as a control bourbon, 2XO French Oak. I have not had the best opinion of this. I've kind of used it as like a control bourbon type pour. But I got to tell you, tonight, for whatever reason, it's hitting pretty good, actually. Maybe it finally opened up. Maybe the neck pour is real, and when you get down to the ass pour, that's when the flavor really comes out. See, Chris Tats heading to D.C. tomorrow for a meetup at Jack Rose over the weekend. Nice. D.C. is a cool town. Hopefully you get some good weather out there. So I'm just going to polish off this sample. Let me know in the chat what you're sipping on tonight. Also, I'm going to get this out of the way right off the bat, give you guys some time to think about it. So I want to do a video about gimmick whiskeys. Mikey Likey Whiskey. It has been a minute. Good to see you. I want to do a video about like gimmick whiskeys, and because there's a couple of bottles out there that, I mean, we all know that there's some like celebrity ones and then some weird ones where they do weird stuff with the whiskey where it's just like, okay, this is just a gimmick. It's not, and we definitely have seen those come and go. But I thought of a few of them, and a couple of them are really maybe not like gimmick whiskeys, but just kind of like misleading. It's really this Woodford Double Oak barrel proof that kind of inspired that idea of like, you know, because I just think that that's just, they're trying to pull the rug out from underneath people. And so I'm going to do a video of like a few different like gimmick whiskeys. So hit me up in the chat and let me know what you would consider as a gimmick whiskey. I already have a few of them. And I know that the double oak barrel proof, I don't know if it really fits the definition of gimmick the way that some other ones do, but I'm kind of going to put it underneath that umbrella. Andrew's Allocations MN in the house. What's happening? Good to see you here. Black Jeep BP. Jefferson's Ocean is a perfect example. I don't know if I was going to put that one on my list just because it's been around so long, but that's, yeah, exactly. It's like, even like, you know, the Metallica whiskey, Blackened, you know, where they blast Metallica music at it. While I think it's a cool idea, it is obviously, you know, a bit of a gimmick. You know, the Jefferson's Ocean thing, I'm sure there's definitely some science to that as far as like, if you keep the whiskey, you know, in motion, interacting with the barrel, I'm sure it probably does something. And maybe the you know, the ocean air, you know, they say like distilleries that are right on the coast in Scotland, like, you know, your Isla Scotches and stuff, pick up that kind of briny flavor from the sea air. So there may be something to that, but 100% gimmicky. Traveler, you know, that's a celebrity whiskey. So, I mean, that's going to be, you know. Chris Tat says, it's strange watching you at night than watching you from work in the day back home. Yeah, I bet that's weird. It's always like every time I go live when Chris Tats is in the chat, it's always the next day where he's at. So I always ask him like, hey, what happens? You know, like, does anything crazy happen tomorrow? And so far nothing has, but, you know, we don't have that insight. So if anything wild happens tomorrow, we're not going to get forewarned about it by Chris Tats being a day ahead of us. So Jay Mattingly. So I have heard of that one, Jim. I'm going to look that up real quick, and I'm going to try to keep. Forgive me for going to my phone here, but I want to remember some of these because they might make the list. Maybe I'll add like these are the ones I came up with, and then these are the crowdsourced ones. So I'll look that up. Salute to Combat Infantry, Combat Medics. So yeah, I've heard of that, but I'm looking at the pictures of the bottles and I don't recognize it. Is this just like a military thing? Overpriced? Okay. Speaking of overpriced, I saw one of those Calumet 18s in the wild the other day. Interestingly enough, they didn't have the box on display, so I don't know if maybe if you bought the bottle, you got the box. If I'm dropping $500 on a whiskey, I damn well better get the fancy box it comes in. Like, I'm all for not charging that much and just not having a box. But if I'm paying that much, you better bring the box. That sounded much dirtier than it was supposed to be. A lot of themes. Okay. I cannot tell you as it will break this time-space continuum. Yeah, we don't want to do that. All right, let me grab a little bit of water here. And we're going to get into some mystery pulls, which, again, you know, kind of in the theme of the glory hole. Okay, let's bring the box in. That's what she said. Let's get the little...
That's what she said.
Ingram River, aged on the Mississippi, gimmicky, but I like the bourbons. Dave, I was actually thinking about that one. I've never had it before, but I am aware of that one. But yeah, they charge a lot of money for those. I think I see them around here for like $100 each. And I'd never heard of them until I saw them on the shelf. This is going to be noisy for a second. What have we here? Oh! You guys want to hear something funny? So these samples, I've been sitting on these samples for like 3 years. For $500, you can definitely get more than one box. Yeah, I mean, maybe in this economy you can't, Sugar Kitty. I don't know. It's been a while. Brian is here. Bourbon School. What's happening? Feel free to drop on if you want to, Brian. Okay, so I got to tell you a story about these, and maybe we can actually solve this mystery. I meant to do a video about this like 3 years ago. Somebody randomly, this is back when Greg was on the channel, randomly sent out a sample pack like totally unsolicited, and the name on the packaging, I think it was John, John or Jim or something like that. I can't remember correctly, but we didn't know who it was. It wasn't somebody that we regularly talked to. We weren't getting a lot of samples back then. We just got a sample pack on our door, and it had like, I think, of just a first name or something like that. Or even if it had a last name, it was not somebody we knew. And so I've had this sample pack, and they kind of got pushed to the back because I didn't know where they came from. And so, yeah, let's get into it tonight. Hopefully this guy didn't try to poison us 3 years ago, and I'm just going to find out about it tonight. But, yeah, if you sent us these samples, if you happen to be watching, these ones with this salmon-colored label like 3 years ago, let me know so I can thank you for them. I think the box price is more about which street corner than the economy in general. Yeah, you might be onto something with that, Sugar Kitty. It's all about the neighborhood. Okay, so this, by the way, is a Bourbon Judge pick, and it's Driftless Glen Rye. 125 proof, barrel number 1666. All right. If I can get the tape off of here. I always undo the labels on these, or the packaging, the little... God, why can't I think of the word? I notice the older I get, not that I'm a super old person, but the amount of words that I just forget when I'm in the moment trying to remember them. Trying to break the seal on this. Ooh, I have a bunch from someone with that label, not sure where they came from either. Interesting. Well, if other people were getting samples from the same person, parafilm, that works. I think I was just looking for seal. I don't remember hearing a rash of people having issues with tainted samples, so hopefully this is all legit. All right, here goes Driftless Glen. I don't think I've ever had Driftless Glen, actually. I'm trying to think. I don't think we've ever reviewed it. If it's a Bourbon Judge pick, it's probably pretty good. 125 proof rye. Have I had a Driftless Glen Rye? I don't know. I can't remember. On the nose. That is not bad. I shouldn't have poured that much. I should keep this because I want to do a few of these. If my celebrity guests don't show up. Yeah, on the nose, that's pretty good. I get a little mint off of this. Sugar Kitty says, I love Driftless Ryes. I've actually heard some decent things about these. I think I had a Driftless Glen, like a base product bourbon, that I didn't really care for, maybe way back in the day, but that's it if I ever had one. Dave Renstrom, their normal stuff is hit and miss. I think that's what I maybe had, but I never had it on the channel or anything. Have had 4 different picks, which were all hits. Yeah, this is really nice and rich. A little bit of mint, a little bit of rye grain. Oh, man, that's really good. Got a nice sweetness and vanilla. All right, let's get into this banger. Cheers, everybody. Woo! That is a rye drinker's rye for sure. Really good, though. Yeah, getting a nice bit of mint on that. A little bit of those clove notes are kind of light, but let's see. The one of the best ones was the Mash and Journey Driftless Donuts Mint Caramel Dream. That sounds amazing. I have a Driftless Glen Store pick bourbon that is 125 proof and good. I'll have to go back and look and see if I sent you any picks that I have. M&J's rye pick, Fruity Pebble Spice rye was really good. You might have, Dave. I have a bunch of I still have a bunch of your picks in the review box that I need to get around to. The best problem I have right now is I have so many samples I could keep reviewing them for the next like 6 months. Which is awesome, but I'm also buying bottles too and doing different videos, so it's going to take me a while to get to all of them, but they will eventually get drank. But yeah, that's a monster rye right there. Yeah, there's a little chocolate on this one, chocolate and vanilla, but that nice mint note. I need some more of this. Yeah. But again, definitely a rye drinker's rye. It doesn't come across as too spicy. It's like sweet and minty. Really good. I'm going to save a little bit of each one of these because you know how we do it on the bourbon note. Whenever we have more than one whiskey on the bar, we got to do the blend. So I'm going to kind of go through these a little bit quickly here. All right. I can't see what any of these labels are. Okay. I think this one might have been from Dr. Robert. I've never had this. By the way, some of these might suffer. This is a 91 proof, and that last one I had is 125. So some of these might be victims to the previous proof point, but had to check. I did send you the J. West. What is that T8KE? I don't know what that is. Bourbon pick, almost 9 years, awesome bourbon. Is that the Fruity Pebble one? Let's see. All right, so this one is, I thought this was in the review box. Widow Jane, Baby Jane. I don't have much experience with Widow Jane products. I think I've had their basic one. It was all right, but they're a little expensive. Batch 27, 91 proof. So, again, this one may suffer a little bit from the 125 proof banger before it, but we'll see. That's his alter ego. Fruity Pebble Spice Rye was from Mash and Journey, Jason C. Okay, let me see the J. West. Okay. How do you say that? Is it, how do you say T8KE? Can somebody spell that out phonetically? All right. Get into this bad boy. I don't know a damn thing about Widow Jane. I think they're out of New York. That's about it. Pretty sure this is a bourbon. Very light in the color. It almost looks like a single, like a Scotch. It's like yellow. Weird. I think this one is suffering a little bit from the previous proof point, but that definitely has a different different sort of note to it. Nothing that's coming across as bad, but I don't even know how to describe that. Let me get right back into this one. Almost a little dust. You ever get one of those? Sometimes you get that on like the hyper age bourbons. They come across as dusty, like that dusty warehouse. But this one almost like has a taste of dust. There's a little bite of sweetness on the back end that I'm having a hard time putting my finger on. But yeah, I don't know. That's interesting. Anybody know anything about Widow Jane that I should know about? I've just always seen their products being really expensive, and I had one at a bar one night, and I was kind of like, it's all right. Now I'm in the mood to pour one or two of the Driftless. Do it. Yeah, that's weird. That's got an odd, sort of an odd taste to it. So, by the way, for the Patreon subscribers that are in here, I did just put up another episode of the comment section on Patreon tonight. Dusty Cornfield, that sticks in my mind. I have to go dig out my review notes. Interesting. I've had like dusty feed corn, especially on like even on mellow corn whiskey. The corn note in that, if you get like a good corn note, sometimes it comes across as like that, if you got like a burlap sack of like dusty feed corn sitting there. Which sounds like an odd tasting note, but you guys get it. One of the comments that I had in the comment section was somebody was just super upset that I was saying tasting notes, and they're like, there's no way you get fruit and like taste of a candy bar out of a bourbon. It's like, okay, I don't know why you're watching. Dusty Cornfield, that was a guy in high school you did not want to get into his truck. Sugar Kitty. Coming with the humor. I love it. So do you guys have any other gimmick whiskeys you want me to add to the list? I've got the Mattingly screenshotted here. Fix it. Christian Mojica. I'm assuming I'm pronouncing that correctly. Forgive me if I'm not. Welcome to the chat. But yeah, maybe I'll come up with the ones that I came up with, do a few of those, and then do some crowdsourced ones. So if you want me to mention whatever your gimmick whiskey is, let me know. And it doesn't have to be a gimmick in the sense of like a Jefferson's Ocean. It can just be one of those whiskeys that's like misleading. Like I said, it was the Woodford Double Oak Barrel Proof that kind of got me thinking about that, because that one's just, for those of you that don't know, Woodford did they're doing barrel proof double oak picks now, which I was super excited about when I heard about it. And then I heard that they're not really barrel proof. They're proofing the aged whiskey down to 100 and then putting that in the secondary, the finishing cask. And then whatever comes out of that, they're calling barrel proof. So the normal one's 90.4, and these are coming out at like 94 proof. So and they're charging like double the price. They're like over $100. So yeah, ridiculous. Woodford is getting out of control. I'm going to write them an open letter. Baby Jane is heirloom corn, hybrid of Bloody Butcher and Wapsie Valley corn. Okay, interesting. All right. We're going to do 4 of these so we can do a proper blend. Oh, boy. Okay. I'm going to shake things up in the blend a little bit for sure. We got a single malt here. How about the Derringer with the pistol stopper or the Samurai bottle Japanese whiskey? Yeah, I did. That one crossed my mind too. You can always tell it's one of those ones where the classic case of it has a cool bottle because there's, mediocre at best to terrible whiskey in the bottle. All right, warm up, pour first. Paul Sutton, bottled in bond, 100 proof. I like it. I've got a Paul Sutton, the Minnesota Vikings one. That's a bottled in bond. That was pretty good. Then we'll get into the driftless. All right, so this next one up is Westward American Single Malt, finished in Sauternes. I don't remember what that is, but this one's only 90 proof. This is a single barrel quarterly club pick. I'm trying to think who sent this. I wonder if this was Baker Drinks a long time ago, because I remember way back in the day they sent me some with the blue painter's tape. All right. Trying to broaden my, expand my palate on the American single malts. I actually finally had some Brother Justice. The other day I tried the Founders Reserve, and I tried a store pick, and they were both really good, actually. So I might need to start getting into those a little bit more. There's also the Golden Pig Current Whistle Pig Special Edition. Is that the one that's like a piggy bank? I've seen that one around. Woo! That's definitely not to be confused with anything else but a malted barley product. Kind of an interesting nose. Apples and pears. That's my standard. Like anytime I'm drinking like scotch, like single malt or any sort of single malt product, I really get like a light color, like a white fruit, like apples and pears. Really, that's always what hits me first on those. That Founders Reserve is really good, Dave. What I like about American single malts is at least some of the ones that I've seen. Doc Holliday would fit in packaging-wise, yeah. Is that they're mashed like a scotch. So they're a malted barley product, but a lot of them are aging them in new charred oak, which you don't get with Scotch whiskey. So it's kind of nice to have the, the barrel influence that bourbon gets with, the malted barley profile. Kind of adds its own little signature to it. So I think that's really cool. This is pretty good on the nose, actually, but it's a very kind of standard single malt. All right, let's get into this one. Cheers. Huh. That's interesting. That has like a that has that kind of standard single malt profile like I was talking about. And I'm by no means like terribly experienced with single malts. I enjoy them, but they're not. It's not really my I'm a bourbon guy, first and foremost. So I'll enjoy a single malt or a Scotch here and there, but it's just not something that I've had a ton of experience with, like a wide variety of different styles and brands. But they all kind of have the general flavor profile. And this one's got like a little bite of something interesting too, kind of like the Widow Jane had, or maybe that's just me tonight. That one's got a little dust taste to it too. Maybe that's just me tonight. I don't have the heart to suggest anyone ever drink any of that Cooperstown. Is that the stuff that comes in the baseball? Sugar Kitty knows his Scotch. We've actually had him on a couple years ago, and he kind of talked us through some Scotch stuff. Apples and pears is a common note for the base Scotch that's usually Highland style, but no sherry barrels. Okay, interesting. So, Sugar Kitty, are you saying that Highland doesn't use sherry barrels, or you don't get that type of note on sherry aged Scotch? There's a baseball, football, golf club too. I think they might have a baseball bat one as well, unless that's a different one. There's a store not too far from me. It comes in a tube, and no, you know what? Now that I think about it, I can't remember what that one's called. I don't know if that's Cooperstown. Yeah, I think you can almost put like anything in a weird bottle, just like all-encompassingly. If it comes in a weird-shaped bottle, the apple and pear note is there unless the sherry barrel overwhelms. Oh, okay. Interesting. Sugar Kitty, if I recall, you're not the biggest fan of the Dalmore, because I believe you had said that don't they add stuff to their whiskey? Because I think in Scotch you can add a certain amount of like coloring and maybe even flavoring. Sugar Kitty, you could correct me if I'm wrong, if you wouldn't mind, because I'd like to know the answer. But we had, I don't know if it was the cigar blend, the Dalmore cigar blend, or the 12-year, but I really like that one. I would like it a little less. I mean, flavor-wise, I obviously wouldn't change it, but I would like the idea of it a little less if I found out there's artificial flavor. Okay, flavoring is not permitted. Okay, but there's a ton of artificial color. Okay. Which, I don't even really get the point of that either. It's like, just let the whiskey be what it is. Well, that's good that it's not flavored, because I actually like that one. I think I remember you saying you weren't a big fan of that particular distillery, but I remember getting a really nice, like, fig, like raisin fig sort of note on that. And I don't know if that was, what the barrel aging was on that one, but I found that one interesting. And I also want to explore more Isla stuff, but I don't know if I'm into it enough to warrant going out and spending the money it would take to buy a couple of bottles. So yeah, that's why I haven't really explored Scotch quite as much. I do, when I go on cruises, I always get the all-inclusive drink package. And so then I'll kind of try some different stuff there. But to be honest, sometimes they have kind of fancy stuff, but I mean, and not to say that it has to be fancy to be good, but a lot of times it's very, very base model stuff. Raisin fig is from the sherry for sure. Yeah, there are much better bottles for it. Okay, interesting. I always enjoy that when I get that on a bourbon. Some bourbons have like a nice raisin and fig note. Beat me to it, raisin fig, very common notes from sherry finishes. Yeah. I always get to, whenever I drink a wine finished bourbon, like a sherry finished or pour anything, if it's sometimes it comes across as like you feel like you're drinking something that was a really much older sherry barrel, like it adds, like, it doesn't always add like secondary oak notes. It a lot of times adds like those darker red fruit fig sort of notes, but sometimes you get like that older oak note, like it almost tastes like more well aged. Let's see. Want to try Isla without a lot of money? Buy Scarabus if you have a total wine around. All right, I'm going to take a picture of the screen so I remember that. Because I'm interested, Sugar Kitty, in more of like a smoky Isla Scotch. And I know that kind of seems like it goes without saying, but, from what I understand, the like Lefroy is a little bit more known for having, obviously the smoky profile, but like more of a medicinal flavor profile. And that's been more my experience with Islay Scotches have been various different Lefroys. And I've been told that that's not necessarily a lot of people really like it, but it's not just a representation of what you should expect from Islay Scotch. Just turning into the Scotch note tonight. Hatfield Barbecue. What's up, Taylor? Good to see you in the chat. Particularly the PX or even port gives the fig. Oloroso tends to be more nutty and grapey. Okay, interesting. I do like an Oloroso sherry finished bourbon as well. Also, the Kilchoman, Makir, whatever, Bay. What are these Scottish words are so weird sometimes. Is lighter peat without the ash, very different from those others. See, I'm looking for like a campfire in a glass. That's the kind of peated Scotch I want to try. Like the super, super peated, smoky, ashy. That's what I really want to get into. I don't mind if it has that medicinal note, but I wouldn't say I particularly like that. The Ammon, I'm convinced you guys are just putting weird words on the screen just to see how I pronounce them, because the monitor is far enough away that A, I can barely read them, and B, let's see, they're weird. Amantillido. I was going to say Tildo. Amantildo. Sherry is another animal besides PX, Port, or Oloroso. Okay. Jeremiah Gramberg, what's happening? I like the Ardbegs more than the Lefroy. Yeah, I hear that a lot. Like I said, I haven't been able to Ardbeg. And Sean from Whiskey Wars / Mash and Metal has told me that as well. Again, it's, with having the channel, it's like, do I want to spend the money on this? I've got these other bourbons that I want to get lined up to do on the show. And Amontillado. Okay, thank you. Thank you for the phonetics. Corey Vricken is awesome. Like drinking a smoked ham. Ardbeg. Okay, I'm going to take a picture of this too. I'm getting all kinds of education tonight from the chat. I love it. Let's see. Cole Isla can get that, but the official bottles are meh. Okay, interesting. Oh, damn it, the chat moved away. Okay, there we go. Without the money, start with Ardbeg 10, extra smoky, right about 45 to 50. Okay, that's the one I've kind of heard is like a good starting point. But I am definitely interested in the smokier Islay Scotches. All right, let's go back to the Bourbon Glory Hole over here. The mystery box, mystery pulls. See what we're adding to the final back end of this blend. Sorry for the noise. Oh, I can't do that one because I don't know what it is. I thought I took all those out of there. Not to be able to find it, but Ardbeg Bizarre BQ, not a starting point, but a killer. You don't have to go to Islay for your smoky. Talisker is a nice one. Okay. All right. This is going to be a wild blend. And I'm actually looking forward to getting back into this because I did review this one. This is from Brian and Deb over at Buffalo Bourbon Enthusiast. Go like, comment, subscribe. This is RD1. This is the Amberana finished RD1. And I did review this one, and I did like this. When Amberana first came out, I was kind of into it. And then I think like everybody else, I got burnt out on it pretty quick. But when I did the RD1, I actually found this to be a nice balance. I mean, it definitely has the influence of the Amberana. Very sweet, desserty sort of pour, but I felt like it was nicely balanced, maybe a little more so than a lot of the other ones out there. Lagavulin still has a fair amount of smoke, but it is much softer and smoother on the palate. I think I had a Lagavulin 8 sample at the store one time and kind of liked it. Another really strong peat from Mull is Ledag 10. Won't break the bank, not always easy to find. Okay, let's get another picture here. I'm actually going to be traveling soon. I'll be going on a cruise again, so I'll sample all the scotches they have. On like when I've been on Royal Caribbean ships, they've got some of those like duty-free only ones that are like these wild Macallans that are finished in a bunch of different stuff, and they're all right, but I mean, they just kind of, I don't know. I don't think I've explored enough different styles of Scotch to really, because to me, Scotch is very consistent. You know, it just, I don't find the variance in it that I do with bourbon, but I think that's more my level of experience with it than anything, because I'm sure it has a vast, you know, variations between brands and styles that that bourbon does as well. It's pronounced Leitchik, but that's okay. No one gets that the first time seeing it. Yeah, none of these Scottish words. It might as well be a different language in Scotland. I mean, I guess some of it kind of is, right? This one I'm getting, like I said, the balance is kind of nice in this one. It's not overly amberanaed. But it definitely does have the cinnamon toast crunch that everybody knows about. All right, let's get in the palate on this one. Yeah, those Amberana ones are wild. That kind of became the thing for, what was that, 2023 or 24 was the year of Amberana. I made the prediction that 2025 was going to be the year of maple barrels, like maple syrup barrels. Joining late, Jake Linshield? Sorry if I'm pronouncing Shade. I'm having a hard time reading it from the monitor, but welcome on Facebook. Joining late, what's the taster's lineup? So I've just been doing mystery pulls. I got a whole box of samples. I've just been randomly pulling them out. First one was a Bourbon Judge pick, Driftless Glen Rye, 125 proof. We got Widow Jane, Baby Jane at 91 proof. We've got Westward American Single Malt, finished in Sauternes casks, 90 proof. And then we've got the RD1 Amberana, 110 proof. This really is a wild sample pack, or going to be a wild blend just because we've got, I'm assuming the Baby Jane is a bourbon. I believe it is, if I remember correctly. So we've got a rye, a bourbon, a single malt, and then an Amberana finished bourbon. So Maple D's, DRC, Big Rick Energy in the house. Yeah, this one, this Amberana finish, I feel like is definitely a little bit more well balanced. Rick, if you want to hop on, I'm going to be on for about another 20 minutes. And then I'm going to go pump myself full of meds because during the course of this live stream, I feel like I have a cold coming on a little bit. And I need to shut that shit down because I've got vacation coming up. And I'm not going to be sick on vacation. So I just got to go get the airborne, get some zinc and vitamin C or whatever. Yeah, these are very different. This is going to make for a wild blend for sure. But this, Dr. Robert, what's happening? Dr. Robert, did you send me this sample of Widow Jane, Baby Jane, 91 proof? It looks like it's got your fingerprints on it. And if so, is Widow Jane, Baby Jane a bourbon? Can you confirm that? I suppose I could have looked it up, but I'm pretty sure it's a bourbon. Yeah, I got to tell you, as far as Amberana finished bourbons go, that RD1 is a good one. But anyway, what I was getting at, my prediction didn't really come true. I really thought the maple barrels were going to be the thing. And there definitely are some maple barrel finished bourbons out there. But I think the thing with Amberana is it didn't take long to finish them. Like, you could put Amberana in a barrel for like a couple months, I think, probably, and get a huge flavor. Like, that's one of those ones you run the risk, as far as I know anyway, of overdoing it. So I think it was an easy one to get a ton of flavor out without having a lot of time dedicated to it. Let's see. Sugar Kitty says, I checked what scotch I have at the moment. I have one finished in port for what That's like I have the Kilcoman. I have an Oban Dunnett Palo Cortado, which is very strong, nutty sherry, and Leday. Samples could happen. That'd be awesome. SK, Brian, Dave, and Peter. Cheers. Not sure the batch, but just poured in E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof 131.1. Jake, throwing it down tonight. I love it. Baby Jane is heirloom corn, and yes, it's a bourbon, technically a blend of straight bourbon whiskeys. All right. Dave Renstrom with the info. I love it. So, I was going to say here, let me see the Patreon raffle status. I don't think we've gotten a new subscriber since the last one. So we have... I just sent samples to Jeremiah. So we only have 2 left. So I think what I'm going to do is instead of doing the raffle, I'm just going to send both of them out samples. What I've been doing is kind of making sure everyone who's a Patreon subscriber has gotten samples. And then once that's done, I'm just going to send samples out to the remaining 2. Then I'll fill the wheel back in with all of the Patreon members, and it'll be anybody's game. I did a bottle kill of Old Forester Barrel Proof Rye. May it rest in peace. Hatfield, I put up a short not that long ago. I don't know if you saw it, but the Total Wine in Chanhassen had an Old Forester Barrel Proof Rye for $75. I probably should have bought it. I didn't. I bought the Old Forester 1924 instead. I tatered out. They had that one for $115, I think it was. And it's good. All right, this blend is, man. The rye is going to, I think, be a little bit dominant with the 125 proof. 2 of these are 90 proof, and then one's 110. But surprisingly enough, that single malt sticks out. Yeah, that's yeah, man, that's interesting how much that single malt shows up. The apples and pears. A little bit of that mint from the rye is coming through. If you gave me this sample and just said, here, guess what this is, I might assume that this is some kind of a single malt product. Baker Drinks. Troy, I'm assuming it's Troy. Well, he does Troy from Baker Drinks, though. But sometimes he does the big. So maybe it's Laura. I don't know. I am drinking. I've been doing mystery pulls from the Bourbon Glory Hole over here. And OG Brick 420 is here. And I randomly pulled these 4 samples. So this is a wild blend. It's Bourbon Drudge pick of Driftless Glen 125 proof rye. I've got the Widow Jane, Baby Jane 91 proof bourbon. I've got, I think you guys might have sent me this like 3-4 years ago. Westward American single malt finished in Sauternes, 90 proof. And then I've got the RD1 Amberana finish at 110 proof. So I've got a rye, a bourbon, a single malt, and an Amberana finish bourbon. So it's definitely going to be a weird flavored. DRC, did you ever get my email on Gmail? Well, Rick, did you get the email? Well, speaking of which, before I get into the palette on this, I don't know if Bobby sent over the details. I'm going to check my messages real quick. Rick, you can throw some details in the chat too. But Bobby and Rick have a live stream coming up this Friday, day after tomorrow. Rick, if you could throw in the time, I can't remember what you said the other night, but they're doing a charity bottle raffle. If you go on to Bad Axe Bourbon's bottle shop, and maybe one of the mods could drop a link. Rick and Bobby did a Still Austin cast strength rye pick, and they've got that up on Bobby's bottle shop. And if you go buy a bottle of that, you get entered into the drawing on the live stream, and they got a whole list of all these rare, crazy bottles that you could win, and they're taking any profits that they make personally off of the sale of this barrel, and they're donating it to a charity that's kind of near and dear to Bobby's heart. Bobby's a firefighter, if you guys don't know, and it's a charity that helps burn victims, and so it's for a great cause. Go grab a bottle of that off of Jim Turner. Ordered his bottle. I ordered my bottle. I know a bunch of people have ordered bottles, so you may want to head over there. Rick says it's Friday, the 20th, so day after tomorrow, 5:35 Pacific time. So 5:35 Pacific time. Each single barrel bottle that you buy from our pick gets you 25 tickets into the raffle. All right. And there's some great bottles on the list. I don't remember exactly what all of them were, but I know like Nancy Fraley is donating like an old bottle of Joseph Magnus cigar blend. That's like a crazy blend. Yeah, they've just got a lot of great stuff, and it's going to a great cause. So if you guys have ever wanted to get a hold of a Still Austin cast strength, it's $80, 119.82 proof. There is shipping, but again, it gets you into that raffle. There's some BTAC, Rick says. There's some BTAC bottles in the raffle. You get a chance to win awesome bottles. You get an awesome bottle, and you're supporting a great cause. So I really encourage you guys to please go out and support that. If you have the means and you can do it, it would be great. So let's get into this. And Rick, feel free to just start dropping bottles in the chat if you want to. And Nancy's their main guest speaker, so Nancy will actually be on with them. But yeah, start dropping bottles in the chat, Rick, if you want to. Just put anything you want in there. David Souza from Corbin Cash. And let me see if I can throw a link in there here from my phone. Okay, there. I just put the link in right there. I don't know how to... I don't know if that's showing up as like a hyperlink or not, but that's the copied link. Again, Rick, if you want to throw like whatever information you want to throw in here. Sugar Kitty's got the link. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, if you want to buy... And here's the thing. I have notoriously hated Texas whiskey, and Still Austin Cast Strength was the first Texas whiskey that changed my mind on that. So, yeah, Still Austin... They do it up right, because Greg and I always used to trash Texas whiskey. And, yeah, the first time I had a cast strength Still Austin pick, I was like, okay, I can't trash Texas whiskey anymore. Bobby is in the chat. So, yeah, we're hyping up the live stream, Bobby. If you want to hop on real quick, I'm going to be on for about another 15 minutes or so. So feel free. I can even run a little bit late, too. I want to get as much... Oh, did you not get it? It's in the Whiskey 6 chat. Let me, but that's probably full of like 80 more messages and likes and smiley faces and shit at this point. So I'll get you the link, brother. Just give me a second here. And in the meantime, Big Rick Energy is dropping some of the bottles. All right. All right, I'm going to send this to the chat that I have going with you and Rick. So either or both of you feel free to hop on, because I'd love to get you some information out there. Hatfield Barbecue. You can get that. There's a link. Just scroll up. I put a link. Sugar Kitty put a link. And I told you I was hoping for a celebrity guest, and lo and behold, celebrities are always notoriously late, Axl Rose and Bad Axe Bobby, of course, Right. What's going on, brother?
Cheers.
Cheers. How you doing, man? I mean, I'm seeing you in your normal environment. Do you ever get time off of work, or is...
Sometimes they let me out of here. And that's
looking
why I have
forward
a
to
YouTube
that early
channel.
retirement.
Dude, oh my gosh, that'd be so great. So, but I got a pretty good gig going here. So I got a lot of seniority, and what I do is, it's very very high risk and very very low chance that it's going to happen. But I do get calls every day. But when the big one hits, you'll see it on the news
Yeah, yeah.
for
Well,
sure.
we're all hoping that that one never comes along. So,
Oh, dude, literally last night we had to go out on hold standby because we were having lightning around here last night, and plane just took a 737 took off from the SFO and lightning strike hit the
oh,
plane. So they had
really?
to, yeah. So they were like, we got stuff going on. We're gonna make an emergency landing. So we thought we're an alternate spot for them, but they were just going burning fuel right off the coast here, and they made it
Did they
back
have to go up
safely.
and dump fuel to turn
They
around
had
and
to go
land?
dump fuel. Yeah, because they
Yeah.
just took off, so they had to go dump some fuel, and they landed. So it was nice and safe. But that's the stuff that happens, man. You don't want that plane landing with a bunch of fuel, getting those hot breaks because
No.
all that weight, and just that's when the bad juju happens.
Yeah, that's what I actually follow a guy. I watch a lot of aviation stuff on YouTube, like
Dude,
airplane pilots talking about different stuff. There's a guy I follow called Captain Steve,
okay,
and he's a retired pilot, and he does stuff like Ask the Captain, where people ask questions that they always want to ask the captain. And so that's how I kind of learned about like the when you take off, you have to do an emergency landing. Like that's when you're the
go dump
heaviest,
it.
you're the most full of
Yes,
fuel, if which adds a
yes,
lot of weight, but also if something does happen, you've got a lot of fuel to ignite. And
yes. You want to have super long, deep runways, and you're gonna take that whole runway to slow that play down if you're heavy. Yeah, as soon as you take
yeah,
off, you're heavy. So yeah, most of the time they go dump fuel
that's
and then come back
interesting
and
that they
land.
had to turn around for a lightning strike. Was it because it struck during takeoff? Because I mean, I know planes can handle that
They
pretty
were
easily.
oh, they were actually flying, and they got struck by lightning. Must have done something to avionics or something. I mean, we literally earlier in the day we had an avionics in flight emergency coming in. What's going on, man? They're coming in. There's been a it comes in groups, man. It comes in groups.
So it's quiet, 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 and
Oh,
then just like
dude.
a group of stuff like popping off.
Then then all of a sudden it's just done. Okay, all right. If it comes in, I mean, there's other emergencies that go on here, but if it's an in-flight, an aircraft emergency, I'm not even saying, "Hey guys," I'm like, "See ya," because we got like less than less than 3 minutes. We got to be in our vehicles and out to at least to our spots where we're going to respond from, all packed out and all that stuff within 3 minutes. No matter if it's a ground emergency, meaning either landed very hard, or there's an aircraft already on the airfield somewhere that's on fire, got some kind of emergency. We got to be there within 3 minutes.
So
So
do
it's
you
it's
guys
crazy.
do you operate outside of the base that you work on
Yeah.
also, or do you
Oh
just
yeah.
do on your base? Because you said like you're an alternate for.
No. We get everywhere here is an alternate for we got Oakland, SFO, Monterey. There's all kinds of airports around here that we're all alternates, but we have a super deep, super long runway where I am. So if there's less people here too, so they would like to come here. So yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
interesting. But like, would you ever get dispatched to go up to like SFO or down to Monterey or anything like that? Or
So it's been talked about as far as you remember Asiana, We Too Low, Bing Dang Ow, all that. Remember when that was
hmm
all over? Yeah, it gets talked about. I actually met the deputy chief that was in charge of that incident at a conference. So yeah, it's no, it'd be have to be a super mass casualty thing for airport vehicles to go to another airport. We are pretty
okay,
close here, but it all happens so fast. It's not normally an ongoing thing. It'd have to be a mass casualty thing. And once that's done, their craft is done crashing. It's really just a people issue and searching for people and putting the fires out. But by the time another aircraft vehicle got there, you might as well just be getting mutual aid from whoever's closest to you. But yes,
Sure.
we can go, and it is talked about.
Well, again, we hope to God that just that call never comes up. Something
Yeah.
something that big. So,
Yeah, it's crazy. It's for the firefighting's crazy. It's you always want to go do it, but you really don't want anyone to get hurt and all that stuff. It's just this catch-22 that you live in. You want the adrenaline rush and go and
I was
do
going to
your
say, as a
job,
firefighter,
but
you probably want to see action, but you're not
it's
hoping for action because that means somebody's
it's
probably hurt. Like,
it's just it's just real just tug back and forth.
yeah,
Want to go break stuff and all that, and whether it's a building or a roof or windows, walls, whatever, or getting into an aircraft, cars, whatever. But you don't really want anyone to be hurt or anything like that.
yeah, of course. I should point out, Rick did point out in the chat that you said deep and long. So
I did.
just so you know, Rick
Rick doesn't know what that means. He's probably asking what it means.
Yeah,
What's
there we
that?
go. Oh. See, Rick, that's what you get for not coming on. You can't defend yourself. Sean
Hey.
is in the chat. What's going on, brother? He said, I know Ben is really looking forward to that Pendleton Midnight bottle in the giveaway. I have a feeling that if I don't win anything, I'm going to have a Pendleton Midnight show up on my door.
Yeah. Maybe.
All right. So speaking of this raffle, let's get some details. I threw as much information out as I could,
Okay.
but we got some links in the chat. Rick says this is
perfect.
bullshit.
Hey, that's why it's big. That's why you call you Big Rick Energy.
Big Rick energy.
You can't go that. It's one letter makes all the difference.
And Hangin' AZ says short, sweet, and hard to beat. This is just going off the rails. I love it.
Yeah. Yes.
Anyway, speaking of charities, let's get into that.
Yes. Okay, so Elisa Ann Roosh Burn Foundation is the charity that we're going to hold this live stream for. It's a charity that my department that I've worked for 30 years, over 30 years, is as long as I've been here, we've had a relationship with them. There's this thing called the Burn Relay where you get some donations, you give them a check or whatever your union or your department raises money, pancake breakfast, fill the boot, that type of stuff. Give them a check, and we normally be a starting place here. Then we'd drive to the next city, and then they'd hand them a check, something like that. Then an engine or a truck from there would have two rigs going to the next city, and we from here all the way to San Francisco, another rig, a check, and then a rig would be added, and there'd be
Wow.
30 rigs by the time we get up into San Francisco, and there's a dinner, and they total the money up, and it's a cool thing. So I've always wanted to give something back from, not from our union, not from a department. I wanted to do it. And with all the subscribers' help and everybody else's help, Rick's help, the producer, Mrs. Badax, and Mrs. DRC, with everybody's help, with this little tiny platform that I've got, we have a little bit of reach, and our community is so incredibly generous. I knew if I was going to be able to do this was the time to do it, and it helps burn survivors. So we don't call them victims, we call them burn survivors, right? So children, adults, but mainly the children, they go to this thing called Champ Camp. It takes about 1,000, talking to the director, which we'll see video of Friday night. It takes about $1,000 to send one kid to Champ Camp for 8 days. So hopefully we can send 2 or 3 kids to Champ Camp by the end of Friday. That'd be great. But what they do there,
that'd be awesome.
They have severe burns, right? And they'll go to this camp instead of being the one kid that everyone's looking at. Everyone's got something wrong, not wrong with them, but they've all got something going on, so they're not being stared at. No one's staring at anybody, right? Instead of being the one kid and getting singled out, and it's just human nature. Like, what the heck?
Especially when you're a kid,
Yes.
On one hand, kids can be awful, but on the other hand, kids don't really know any better, and they don't.
Yeah.
have that world experience that, people are
Yeah.
different. Some people have
Right.
different things going on and stuff like that. And so,
Right.
when you're a kid that has something different, then, yeah, like you said, it's like you get singled out. And even if the person, doesn't mean it, even if it's another
Yeah.
kid, just
Yeah.
being in a place where you don't have to feel like that, and you can kind of
Right.
also
It's a
meet other
relief.
people that are having the same experience that you're having,
Exactly. Or how do you, yeah,
And
how do you
so,
deal with it? They go there and they learn hopefully how to deal with it better, and with other people that are there going through the same type of stuff. Or, well, how do you deal with it? How do you deal with it? And I've had this experience, and they're going in. It is a camp, so they're going in canoes and stuff that normal kid, I'll just say normal kids do, that you would do, a kid would do normally. But now you're not being looked at as everyone's doing it. You just get to go do it. It's pretty cool.
yeah.
So I mean, having had, been in situations where I've pulled kids out of buildings and that are burned, they've come back to the station after they're out of the hospital, and adults too, to come down the station and tell us thank you. And it's
Man,
overwhelming.
that's got to be
It's
overwhelming.
overwhelming. It is. It gets overwhelming. Even no matter how long it's been years, no matter how long, I start getting choked up when I talk about things like, I have specific memories about it, that when I was in the military firefighting stuff, that I start getting choked up about it. But
Yeah.
this is an opportunity with everybody's help that if we can sell out this barrel, we can give all the profits that Rick and I would give it to the Burn Foundation. And if that, hopefully this sells out before Friday, that'd be incredible, because then it will kick off some more stuff that we can get into as far as apparel stuff. You buy bottles now, you get I don't know, it hopefully was set up when you bought yours, Ben, but one of my buddies here at work bought a bottle today, and it's working now. Bradley Booper, how he set it up to work. Once you buy a bottle, it kicks you an email, a thank you email, but it also gives you a 20% off discount to the God and Country, where I have my apparel through God and Country Apparel. That ties in some like hat, long sleeve shirt, t-shirt, hoodie, that's tied in with the bottle, the Ricky Bobby Rye, and it says For the Burn, which is the name of the event we're doing. So it's
Oh,
event
nice.
specific, and it's only going to be through that night. So then, but
Okay.
we'll also give 100% of what we get from that as well. So it's a tie-in. It's incentive to go over there and buy. It's 20% off discount code for that stuff. So
Nice.
hopefully that
So,
will incentivize people to buy that stuff, so we can give them more money.
okay. So the foundation, are they the ones that facilitate the money to send these kids to the camp? Like, that's part of
Yes.
what they do, is it? Okay.
Yes. That's exactly it. Yeah, they
That's
do.
awesome.
There's more stuff, but the Champ Camp is the one they really promote. There's programs, in these areas where they have their little satellite offices and stuff like that. But
Hmm.
that's the main thing I think about, is the Champ Camp.
Yeah.
So it's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Well, that's awesome. And you guys are doing something awesome here. And yeah, I hope this bottle or this barrel sells out before Friday
That'd be
even comes
great.
along. If people want to enter the raffle, can they do a super chat or something? Or do you
Yes.
have,
Yes. It's
okay.
I believe we have it written down. I believe it's $5 per raffle slot. So
Okay.
it's incentivized to buy the bottles, because you would get even more. It just
Yeah.
multiplies out better. So I think it's an extra five or so if you buy the bottles to incentive. But you can buy super chats, and you'll get your slots for that.
Okay.
And yeah,
Has
and with for
has
the apparel
anybody
as
in the
well.
chat has anybody in the chat gone and bought a bottle? I saw some people asking where can we buy a bottle. So hopefully
Yeah,
a few people have. One guy, I think Jeremiah said that they don't. He's in South Dakota and they can't ship to South Dakota.
man, you need friends. You need friends on the outskirts. There's
Yeah.
like two. There's like two between 2 and 4 states that they don't ship to. South
Well,
Dakota,
Minnesota
man,
used to
stepping
be
up.
one of them. Minnesota used to be where you couldn't have anything shipped here. Dr. Robert just bought a bottle. Awesome.
So if Dr. Robert, if you don't mind, if you've got the time, check your email and see if that kicked you a discount code for God and Country for the apparel. You know, I'm not saying, hey, go buy some stuff. I just want to see that it's working for everybody.
Yeah, I don't know if when I bought mine, if it was up yet or not.
You'll get
Sean's
it, though.
got his
Everyone that bought
already.
them, everyone that's already bought it before we made that change, we're gonna get that out to you as well.
Okay. Hanging AZ is asking, are bottles Patreon only? No, they're not. You could just
No.
go to the Bad Axe shop. I'm going to put the link in the chat from my phone here.
Yeah,
And I don't know if this shows up as a
shop.badaxbourbon.com.
I don't know if this shows up as a hyperlink, but here's a link directly to the bottle on. Yeah, there we go. Oh, wait. No, that's the StreamYard link. Disregard that.
Hey, come on
Now-
here, guys.
Now anybody can hop on and
Everybody's hopping on.
derail
Let's go.
this. So we're gonna remove that one. That was.
While you're doing that, we
Got
got
to go to the clipboard here.
we got some great gifts and we've got great raffle items. My goodness. So we've got over 25, probably, I don't know if we've got 30 bottles, but we've got 26 or 27 bottles. I mean, it may grow a couple, maybe we'll hit 30. But we got Thomas H. Handy. We've got a Weller Single Barrel. We got Elmer T. Lee. We've got a couple of Eagle Rare picks. I mean, it just keeps going. We got one or two Weller 107s, a Weller Special Reserve.
Nice.
Penelope Omega 16-year. I mean, I don't have it right in front of me. I'm just a Garrison Brother pick. Single barrel pick. We've got what else we got?
Hey, Big Rick Energy is saying he was going to jump in and defend his honor. Like, Rick, I texted you the StreamYard link. You can honor. What are you talking about? So, Rick, you do have the link in the text message. I sent a text message to you and Bobby earlier. So, but
you know,
okay.
I
So
went over
what?
Whiskey Six and got it.
You did, okay. Did you guys get that? Well, you responded in that thing because right when you asked about that, that's when I sent it in the text message. Just the text message that just goes to you and Rick from today.
Yeah.
I set that up.
As soon as you said it was in Whiskey Six,
tonight.
I knew I'd seen it. I'm like, oh, okay. Then I just jumped over and got it while you were probably trying to send it to me.
Mikey
we got
Lakey
some
Whiskey
great
just
guests.
grabbed a bottle. Just
Oh,
grabbed
right
a
on.
bottle.
Thank you,
Thanks for what
everybody.
you're doing.
Thank you.
So we got, and I think somebody else said sold sucker.
oh man, I see that. That's my language right there. Sold, sucker.
Yeah. So I think we've got 3 bottles
Appreciate
sold.
that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you guys are awesome, man. Appreciate it. I mean, this is for a great cause, and it's going to be the more bottles you buy, the better, the more raffle tickets you're going to get. The best multiplier that's going to be available are the bottles. And man,
Speaking of the
like
bottles,
I said, great prizes.
you gave some info on that. Was it the cigar blend, the Joseph Magnus that Nancy Fraley
there's that.
herself
Yes,
is throwing down? So what are the details on that again? Because it was something insane.
So-
It's an old
so
batch number 31 or something.
Yes, batch 31. So this is Nancy Fraley wants to be involved. She and I talk. You know, we are either text or DM or whatever. She is. If you ever just get a chance to just have just a conversation with her, just one-on-one, that is an incredible human being. She is the nicest, most giving person, one of them that I've ever met. Genuinely cares, which is incredible.
Yeah.
But yes, batch
one
31.
thing, a
Go
quick
ahead.
aside. So
Cool.
yeah, Nancy is great, especially she supports smaller channels too. Like when I
Yeah,
see her showing up in the chat on
absolutely.
my live streams, I'm like, dude, Nancy Fraley is a legend. What are you doing in my
Dude.
chat? It's so cool how supportive she is. And yeah, when I started this thing, if you would have ever told me that Nancy Fraley would know who I am, I would have been like,
It's
no way.
so
no way.
crazy, right? It's
So,
just funny.
two
The people
things.
that don't. Go ahead.
Dr. Robert did get the confirmation email,
Got it. Right on.
and we have
it-
Big Rick
and it had a
Energy
code?
in the house.
Yeah, here he is. There he
Right
is.
on.
AKA
Let's see. him
White
talk
Boy
some
Rick
smack
again.
now. Yeah, I need to get my.
Oh
lighting
shoot! I gotta
down.
go.
Yeah, look at him. Look at him.
Aaron Howard in the chat just bought a bottle.
Oh,
Right
that's
on. You guys
outstanding.
You guys are incredible. Thank you so much. I'm getting pumped. I'm getting choked up again thinking about because I know what a difference it's going to make. It's incredible.
Yeah.
It's going to be
It's great.
great.
That's awesome. Aaron Howard, welcome to the chat, and thank you for picking up a bottle. I think we got 4 or 5 bottles sold here already. That's
already,
awesome.
man. They're going pretty fast actually.
Do you guys have any insight onto how many are left? Like if you can.
I was just going to look right now.
I would guess that we're 60% of the way through the barrel.
Yeah, we're right at 70. 70
okay,
left.
70%.
Oh no! So we had 174 yield.
Yeah, I was gonna say we had a pretty big yield too. So
and then
they're going
70?
fast. Yes.
So just under 100 sold. So it's going pretty quickly. So actually that's concerning in a good way. Like there may be a scenario where they're all sold out and raffle tickets assigned before we go into the live on Friday. So and that's great, right? That's even better. And then people, if they want to go do super chats or God and Country purchases. Yeah. So that one thing I want to say, you guys were talking about the tickets and the bottle. Somebody asked, can I just donate via super chat or donate directly? You absolutely can. But think about it this way. If you're going to donate some money, if you buy the bottle, you get something in return. And on top of that, we actually did a multiplier effect on the tickets. So you get 25 tickets. And 25 times 5 is $125, right? So you get $125 worth of tickets.
And you're in the raffle to win other stuff.
Yeah, and the bottle's $79 plus shipping and tax. So you're actually doing better in terms of increasing your chances by buying the bottle. So we did it that way so there'd be an incentive to get the bottle. We want to get this bottle out there to everybody. We're excited. We've got 2 or 3 other picks lined up. Really exciting stuff. Some things we did with Corbin Cash. And then also ASW Fiddler is going to be coming down the road. So, but we're just excited to get this one out and support this.
Yeah, I'm pumped up. This is going to be a fun night Friday. It's going to be fun.
Dave Renstrom with a bottle purchase. One more gone.
Dude, dang, man. You guys are great. Yeah, dude.
That's awesome.
Real time.
If you guys are in a state where you can't get things, just email me. I know a lot of people throughout the country. And maybe there's somebody driving through your state that can drop one off on your doorstep. You never know.
Right.
Or even ship it over to you for the extra $15 that it costs to,
True.
So here's one thing I want to say to anybody who is, and maybe you guys should, bring this up in the chat. This isn't just a chance for me to shit on Apple products, but when people are donating via super chat, you got to remember, YouTube takes 30% of that, and if you donate through Apple Pay, Apple takes another 30%, and that's all. That's 60% of your donation that's not going to this charity. So please, if you're going to do a super chat, that's the easiest way to donate. You kind of got to just eat the 30%. Please go onto your browser and donate that way. Don't use your Apple Pay to donate to this, and you guys should bring that up because they take 30% of the 70 that's left.
I was going to that point. I was going to buy an app that would be very useful. I don't remember what it was. I'm like, oh, this is pretty cool. I went to go buy it, and I went, what in the heck? And it was Apple taking. It made it cost like $25 more. I mean, the app was like a $15.
What was this you were buying?
I can't remember what it was. I'm sure it was some kind of editing video or editing thing. Actually, it was an ATC app. It was an aviation app.
You sure it wasn't an app
about
to come up with better cut downs, Bobby? I think
What's that?
It might have been an app to come up with better cut downs. I think because you were struggling.
I can't hear you.
I
can't hear you. What was that?
What do you got?
I can't hear. What is that? What?
Sean's asking if you guys. I got to get one of those. Sean's asking if you guys are going to set up like a PayPal or maybe like a Venmo or a Zelle or something like that.
I mean, we were talking about all the different venues, Bobby. I'll jump in on this if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
Number 1 is bottle, right? Number 2 is the merch that we're doing a specific drop for this bottle, and it'll be why supplies last. So then part of that goes to the foundation as well. So as soon as you buy a bottle, it triggers a series of events. You buy the bottle, you get an email with the discount code to buy the merch. So now not only can you get the merch during the live, but you get a discount on the merch that's specific to the bottle, the Ricky Bobby Rye. And then from that point, then that also triggers your 25 raffle tickets. So really, like, the bottle is the key to everything. But yeah, someone could go in to Bobby's merch shop and buy the Ricky Bobby merch, the hat, the sweatshirt, the t-shirt during the live without a discount code, and absolutely that would still apply to the foundation.
Right. The only thing we can't really track as far as getting raffle slots is a direct donation, and I absolutely do not want to discourage a direct donation. That would be I would say that'd be the most pure way to donate. Obviously, right?
Yeah, that's hard to keep up with when you're trying to do a live stream.
We can't get that. We can't get that. We wouldn't be able to get that information until the next day or two, or probably on Monday. We wouldn't be able to apply it.
This is a great time.
That's the only
to give props to Bradley Cooper. I mean, Bradley's been working with us day out, and he set up a web server, streamer bots. He's written code to be able to pull data from YouTube, pull it from his Shopify store, to collect super chat data, all aggregated into one area so we can watch the donations, then funnel it to the foundation. So it's really
damn, I need to get me a Bradley Booper.
Dude,
it's just me here. I'm the only one who does anything on this channel.
Dude, so until this came up, this was I was too, right? I mean, Rick contributes, but he has a hard time keeping up with his stuff.
I'm a little late on my editing. That's fair.
Did I say that out loud?
Take that shot. Take that shot.
But Bradley, we've got most of us have Patreons, and we have a Discord, and attached to the Patreon, and we all have a good time. But you start learning more about people, what they do, and all that. This guy, Bradley Booper, is the great and powerful Oz. That's what I keep calling him. Behind the curtains, you're like, what is happening right now? What's going on? How did you make that happen? I said, you know what? My brain's gonna blow up. I don't want to hear it.
That's awesome. Hey, so Hangin' AZ says, I bought my bottle. How will you know it's me?
When you put your email in.
Yeah, that's right. It's in Shopify. So Shopify has your
Shopify.
We pull that.
Jonathan, I got it right now. I know where you live. Right now, I know where you live.
I don't know if I can fit that. That's kind of weird, but
I know.
That's kind of weird. So we've got it all. Anything that you buy from the bottle shop or the shop store, we're going to have that information, and we'll make sure it gets.
I've got his email right here, so that's how it works. Okay, you got to put an email in, so it pops it the discount code for the merch over to his email address.
So it's so then when you do the raffle, you'll say the email address that won, or the name of the person who.
Probably the name. You know what? That's a
because he probably put his name in for shipping purposes.
His name.
It'll be in the wheel. There will be a raffle wheel, and the raffle wheel will be fueled by basically a spreadsheet, and the spreadsheet's run by all the automation that Bradley set up. So we have automation pulling from all sources, aggregating it into a spreadsheet, and then the wheel is running off of the spreadsheet, and we'll do that live for everybody to see.
So what you're asking?
Okay, Bradley Booper says it's the person's name. Okay, so then the other thing is people's email addresses won't be.
Right. Well, I was going to say it did pump out everybody their names. So yeah, it'd be the name.
Okay.
Oh, see Bradley Booper. He's in the chat.
Mike. Oh yeah, he's been here since the beginning. Yeah.
I don't see the chat.
We'll see you guys later.
Mikey Whiskey says, "You got to head out." All right. Cheers, Rick. Thanks for stopping in.
Cheers, guys.
Thanks for stopping in, brother. I'll talk to you later. Right on, man. People are.
Mikey Whiskey says, "I have batch 28 cigar. I need that 31."
Okay, you want me to give you the rest of the details on that? And he bought a bottle tonight,
so.
Dude,
yeah, so let's get the details on this, because that's what we're about to talk about.
Yeah, we're in the 60s now. I mean, people. I mean, they're going pretty good. I mean, it's an incredible rye. It's 100% rye, like Corbin Cash, 100% rye, and this is 119.82 proof. Absolutely, it's nice. It's delicious. I've told this story a few times. So I can tell again. No, let me jump back over to the Nancy stuff real quick. So it is batch 31, Joseph Magnus Cigar Blend, batch 31, out of her stash at her house in her den. There's so batch
This
31.
is from Nancy Fraley's liquor cabinet.
This is batch 31, and it is bottle number 1 of that batch. Bottle number 1 out of 375. It is. I'm irritated that I can't win it. Me, Rick, and Bradley Booper, we took ourselves out of all that stuff. So
Out of contention.
we took ourselves out of contention, and but it's whiskey.
Well, you
it would
gotta
be
do that when
incredible,
you're the
and she's
head
going to
honcho,
sign it
you
too.
know?
She's going to sign. She's going to sign
nice.
it.
So a
obviously,
signed
too.
bottle.
Yes,
A signed
so
bottle
whoever
from
wins that
Nancy
bottle,
Fraley's personal liquor cabinet. Bottle
If
number
whoever-
1. Okay, what are the details on that?
Okay, those are the details. So it's
No,
batch
didn't
31.
you say it was what the blend was or something on the other night on the Whiskey 6? Like what was the one you were talking about? There was something that had like a crazy age to it. Because she texted you when
yes, she did. Let me get her text up here. Here we go. Yes, she did. It was. Okay, so here it is. The ages are mostly 13-year Barton with a little bit of 20-year-old 21% MGP rye bourbon.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, those are the
Bradley
details. I
Booper-
don't know the she didn't remember the proof. But
Okay. Bradley Booper said there's less than 70 left now. I think we got like 7 or 8 moved tonight, so that's good.
yes, this has been great, guys. It's incredible.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely get on there and get yourself a bottle. I was saying just before you came on, you probably heard, I always historically just trash Texas whiskey. And the first one that I ever had where I was just like, okay, we're on to something here. I can't just blanket trash Texas whiskey anymore was Still
right?
Austin. Yeah.
Right? It's because the one that Still Austin got it. They're the ones I think that just got it right. Right. I mean, they figured it out. They figured it out.
Yeah.
So I don't know that I've had anything bad from them. From Still, they're the one Texas distillery I haven't had something that's bad that I felt was bad.
Yeah, I feel like they kind of got that balance of like that everybody knows the Texas funk. Like they have a better balance of it. And a lot of times I don't like that. And there's other whiskeys that have that kind of funk too, like that grassy, pot stilly sort of funky note. But if you balance that out right, it can really complement the whiskey. And that's what I've had on other Still Austin products. I don't know about their just base products. I actually do have a mini bottle of one.
They're pretty good.
But I don't know that I've had a Still Austin rye actually at all.
Well, for this to be your first one, man, you're jumping straight to the top.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it.
So you probably want to buy like 6 or 7 just to make sure you stock up.
Get some backup bottles.
You got backups.
Do they come with the tater sticker on them?
Not on it. It will come with it. They're already there.
Tater sticker. Okay.
Yeah, they're at the distributor now, and they're gonna slip them in the package. Slip me in the package.
Awesome.
So
that's what she said.
There we go.
So when I got these samples from Still Austin, I've told this a few times, but for anyone that hasn't heard it, I got these samples at FedEx as I was driving home from work. I'm like, these are all 100% rye. I know somebody that knows something about rye. So I called up David Souza from
I was going to
Corbin
say,
Cash.
you called David up?
I did. I said he's an hour away from where I live. I said, what are you doing today? He's like, nothing. I don't have anything going till like 3 o'clock. I said, well, it's only 8 right now. If I can get there by 9:30 or so, 9:30, I just got some samples from Still Austin, all 100% rye. He's like, well, my calendar just cleared. Let's go. So I drove up there. We had these samples. He said, it was cool having him. I think he's the king of ryes. So we're tasting these Still Austin ryes. We're on the same page all the way through. We get to the one that we picked. We both looked at each other and we're like, we both went to grab the bottle at the same time to sample the bottle. So I let him have it. He said, they did this in 3 years? I was like, that's what I was thinking. I mean, it's almost
Texas
4 years.
for you.
Yeah, exactly. It's almost 4 years, but it would be counted as a 3 year. It's like 3 years, 11 plus months. But he's like,
But
hey,
when
this
you
takes me
consider
like five and a
the
half years.
climate,
Yeah.
oh yeah, when you consider if you put that in any other climate, I've seen like 2 year Texas whiskeys that taste like they're 5 year age
Yeah.
stated.
It is.
So
just
yeah, I mean, because you get
incredible.
just the nonstop heat, and down in Austin, for the most part, they get a very hot climate. They do get their anomalies where they'll get snow here and there or whatever over the winter,
Yeah.
but for the most part, it's a hot climate, and so that Texas heat, you're not losing. Like when you're aging in a climate that has winter, like that whiskey during the winter is not interacting with the barrel as much as it does in the summer. Barrel kind of
Right.
seizes up. That's why aging whiskey outdoors in Minnesota can have that effect where you're not getting as much
Yeah.
age on it.
Yeah.
And so when you got a hot climate like that, you can really, it doesn't, and the problem is it doesn't take long to over age it in a climate like that. So to get it at the right time.
Right. Which is crazy
Sean?
because the difference between there at Still Austin and at Corbin Cash, they have the extreme heats, but we don't have the humidity here. So that's got to
Yeah.
play into it as well. That humidity.
So where is Corbin Cash like elevation wise? Is there any elevation to that it would give it a little more season,
know.
or is it
13 feet? I don't know. It's not much. We're pretty much sea level. Pretty much sea level.
really okay? Because you don't have
Yeah.
to go. I would have assumed that you guys were a little higher up because I feel like I've driven through Tracy before. I didn't know Tracy at the time, but until I met you. But like even like going to like Modesto and stuff. Like I feel like you go
Yeah.
from San Francisco, and once you get across, through Oakland and start heading east, it's kind of like up and up and up a little bit.
So if you go on the
or
outside,
at least
on the other side of that's the valley, right? Tracy and Modesto, they're still in the valley. So once you get on the outside of those, you start getting close to Yosemite, and then you start climbing Tahoe, Yosemite, then you start climbing. So we're right. We got.
Yeah, that's
dip
what I was
right
wondering.
down.
If they were kind of up a little bit higher or whatever, but
I'm surprised.
so you guys
Bradley
are in a
Booper
valley. That's
hasn't-
why it was so freaking
Yeah.
hot.
Yeah. I'm surprised Bradley Booper or someone hasn't chimed in and say what the elevation is. I'm pretty sure it's sea level or close to. I mean, it's 20 feet maybe. I mean, it's close.
Okay. So after you get past like east of San Francisco and Oakland, it's kind of like up and then down.
Yeah, when you get out of San Francisco and Oakland, you're going to go up a little bit. It's called the Altamont Pass and Livermore. All that. You're going to come back down in the city. You're going to come down into is Tracy. Then you'll go on to Modesto, then Oakdale, and all that stuff, and then you'll be getting closer to Yosemite.
Okay. Man, I got to get back out there. The last time I was out there is before I knew you, so we got to.
Yeah.
My wife and I have been wanting to do another Yosemite vacation. So if we do, we'll definitely make a day to come
Yeah,
hang out
man.
with you and Rick for sure.
Heck yeah! Get some of that Big Rick energy.
Yeah, exactly. Go hang out over with Big Rick. Does he have his new bar being built? By the way, he never gave us an update on that.
No. It got put on pause.
Okay.
So
Yeah, he had some like rough sketches of it.
Oh,
Sean
he's-
had said something earlier that was. Aaron Howard says Modesto is 88 feet elevation. Adwater is about the same.
Yeah.
Says
So
Texas whiskey is awesome. I think Ben is slowly turning to the dark side.
oh man,
Hanging
You know
AZ
who-
says
what-
the grapevine.
the grapevine there. It starts climbing there on the way to. So if we're going from where I live to Disneyland, we would have to go up through the grapevine, Southern California. It gets
Okay.
up. It gets up there too.
He says he drove a U-Haul from Alameda to Phoenix.
Oh, that's rough, dude. That's got to be like a 10-hour drive or more, probably in a U-Haul.
Yeah.
a U-Haul.
Yeah, no shit. Ryan Frank is in the house. I spent some time on Saturday with Ryan Frank. We had a great time. He says, effing with my catch-up time in curling right now. He's doing curling.
No,
I can't miss a no
You
show,
know
but if
what?
anyone knows up-to-date status on curling, please
Dude.
shoosh. Okay, he doesn't want any spoilers on the Olympic curling.
So that conversation comes up around here, like some of these sports. I guess Minnesota and a lot of East Coast places, because we're thinking, where do you even get into some of these sports? How does it happen? I mean,
Yeah.
even like in the Olympic game or the summer games, who is into crew? I mean, I know that's like a pump.
That's an
a
East
pump
Coast
car.
thing for sure.
Like how do
You know what's
curl?
funny is
But
Ryan was actually explaining to
bobsled?
me that like some of the things about curling that I had no idea. Like just like how it works. I was like, so what's with the sweeping things? He's like, yeah, you smooth out the ice because when you do that,
Direction
it
it.
creates like a layer of water, and if you smooth out a certain section but not the other one, it'll curve the puck or whatever the hell it is. And I'm just like, geez, man, I didn't know any of this stuff. It's kind of interesting, actually.
It is. It's definitely a team sport. It looks like ice shuffleboard, but way more complicated.
Yeah, exactly. I bet you it's one of those things. If you got a bunch of guys and a bunch of, a couple cases of beer and some whiskey, you probably have fun just playing casual curling. Like,
Yeah. Like, well, how does some of these sports even come to be? And I'm like, who made this up?
yeah,
Well, it's kind of like
yeah,
scotch.
I know.
Who sipped on scotch and said, "Ooh, this is good. Try it." And someone said, "Oh, this is great. I love it." I'm like,
Yeah.
do you like
No,
this?
I know. That's the thing.
But
My thing
it's a
is
thing.
like the Olympic, like the long jump, the ski jumpers, Bobby is actually an accomplished ski jumper. We have photo evidence of that.
Dude, that was a great rendering. Oh my gosh, dude.
The funny part is Myron. Yeah, Myron didn't remember making that joke.
Dude,
the next day, did you catch that?
yeah, he was having a little bit more than he even admitted. He goes, "Yeah, I'm having a little bit more than I normally do." I'm like, all right,
Well, he
that
said he
explains it.
had just gotten off a dry January, but so I made
Yeah.
that because he made the comment about sometimes it doesn't go to migrates to their mustache instead. And then, so I made that thing, and then Myron's like, "Why does Bobby have a huge package in this picture?" It's like, dude, that was a joke that you made.
What do you mean, why? That's messed
Oh,
up.
that was hilarious. Yeah, it was like the funniest joke of the whole night too. Everybody just fell apart
was.
as soon as he said it.
It was. It's like a girl's mustache out to here.
Yeah, it was
my
cool.
gosh.
So, dude, I'm glad we got to move some bottles here tonight. So
Thank you
that's
so
awesome.
much. Thank
So,
you, everybody.
Yeah, thank you everyone in the chat for participating in the show. I'm going to wrap it up here. But yeah, certainly for buying a bottle, because you're getting a great bottle of whiskey. I'm assuming it's great. I trust you
It
guys'
is great.
talents.
It is great. Tastes like a
you're
high
getting a
bourbon.
chance
It's great.
to get a killer bottle, and you're supporting a great cause too. So that's awesome.
That's some great bottles to win. Oh, and I'm gonna give away a bad axe too. I bought another bad axe. Sign it. Put for the burn on the other side.
That's
so the
right,
axes,
yeah.
the axes that I actually use on there, they don't make them anymore. I had to go find them on eBay. So
Nice.
and
So
great.
Bobby's going to be pounding axe holes as per the usual, but he's using special axes for the live stream, and those are going to be. He's giving those away too. So signed axes. I'm more inclined to hope to win one of those even than a bottle, because I get
Dude.
put the
So
axe
I'll give
up
away.
here
We'll give
somewhere.
away one axe, and then I got a guy that's in San Jose here, a local neighboring department, that is the best leather work I've ever seen, and a lot of guys around here. And I'm friends with him on Instagram because he's got that leather helmet shield making business. He donated. It's one of the raffle prizes. Is a custom fire shield helmet front. So whatever. I could
Nice.
put Bad Axe bourbon on it, whatever you want. I've seen him do all kinds of crazy stuff. They're
So
beautiful leather
whoever
work.
wins it can
Yeah.
put whatever they want on it.
Yeah, whatever they want on it. You put your name on it, whatever you want on it. I've seen him do
Nice.
incredible stuff.
Well, this is going to be awesome, man. It starts at 5:30 Pacific time.
Yeah.
And
Yes,
you're
sir.
having guests, so it's going to be entertaining.
Yes, all kinds of people actually. Nancy Fraley's going to be towards the end, right before we give her bottle off, so she'll be able to talk about that.
All right, sweet, man. Well, I will
David
be
Souza,
in and
he'll
out
be
of
on
the
there, too.
chat. Okay. Yeah, I think that the wife and I are going to have an early night. We got to get up at like 3:00 in the morning the next day, so it'll be pretty mellow. But I'll be hopping in and out of the chat and
Right on,
saying
man.
hi and and fingers crossed for winning some killer merch. So
Right on. Everyone jump in, and when you do jump in, hit that like, because that just makes the algorithm go crazy. We just get a couple hundred people in there. It'd be great. That'd be awesome.
for sure, yeah. All right, man. Well,
All right.
thanks, Bobby.
All right,
Thank you,
brother.
everyone in the chat. And yeah,
Thank
we'll
you.
see you guys. No live stream next week, but we'll be back the week after that. So cheers, everybody.
Right on.